Hi, here I am, Sergeant Dave with KLRNradio.net for the Revitalizing Lives podcast. And I'm with Jimmy with 3% United Patriots of Florida. And we're at the what is it called now, Jimmy?
Reopen Florida.
Reopen Florida. Okay, Jimmy, tell me more about your 3% United Patriots mission that you're on right now. Speak loud, Jimmy.
Well, 3% United Patriots. Okay, they're an organization. We're community-based. We're constitutionalists.
Louder.
If you believe in the Constitution, we don't care what walk of life you come from, what religion you are. If you believe in the Constitution, you're an American, you can become a member of ours. We do a lot of prepping. We do a lot of community support, especially when, we've got hurricanes down here in Florida. So, we're pretty active during that season also. We do all kinds of things throughout the year, throughout the state.
So you deploy. So you deploy to certain crisis that's going on in the state of Florida?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
yes, we do.
Are you FEMA? Do you have to get FEMA certified or anything like that?
Nope. We just usually go. We gather our own supplies. Our people. We support each other. When Hurricane Michael went through, we shipped truckloads of food up to Panama City.
Okay.
We distributed every day. We were out distributing the food, going into the city. Into the city. There was a lot of areas that people weren't going to at that time.
Okay,
and we got in there.
That's outstanding.
And stuff
so
like that.
You're going out there and you're risking your own life. I mean, you're risking catching COVID-19.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the people, because you believe in the Constitution and giving back. You're paying it forward, right, Jimmy?
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you this one. So is government working to liberate and empower the individual?
Not right now.
So how are we going to get back on track, Jimmy? Is there any idea, think that your organization is going to try to get back? How we're going to get back on track?
Right now, I think there's so much disinformation out there on what's going on right now. Okay, I think what they need to do is focus on getting the proper information to the citizens. Okay, right now, I'll tell you what, I've got a lot of friends that are out of work. Okay. The state of Florida down here, as far as I'm concerned, their unemployment system is broken. Okay, there's people I've known been off 3-4 weeks. Finally, just getting their first week check.
That's amazing. They're getting it already?
Without the $600,
right.
Just their basic benefit.
And which is only $270. You're only getting $270 a week anyways. It's the maximum.
$270, $275.
Yeah.
There's
not a lot.
There's people out there that have been trying for weeks to get through in the state. They still can't get through.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. I applied, and I was already existing. I applied before the COVID-19. It's a mess. It's been a mess for 5 to 6 years. Nobody fixed. They knew there was a problem because people will just throw their hands up in the air, and the money goes right back into the government potters. It gets right back into the government. So they've done that on purpose. I hate to say it, but they actually did that. They didn't want to get it fixed. Okay, so let me ask you this one. So is the government creating incentives for people to produce, save, invest, and profit from key legitimate risks right now?
Not right now.
Not right now. So we're in a standstill.
We pretty much are. You're pretty much static.
Yeah.
Just sit this out. Well, this country runs on capitalism.
Right.
Okay? Capitalism does not like to be interrupted or disturbed. So I think we need to get the states reopened. I think the governors need to take a good hard look at what they're doing. Okay, and make some hard choices.
Right.
There's some hard choices that have to be made. Okay.
Is there anything else you want to share with the radio, with KLRNradio.net at this time?
Nope,
before we sign off?
Support your people in your community. Okay, so help out as much as you can. If you've got people out there that are hurting, see if they need food. See if maybe they need a break from watching their children or watching their parents. There's some people that are in that situation also.
So how do we get a hold of you? So we just go ahead and look at your.
You can get a hold of 3% United Patriots. You can get a hold of them on Facebook. All you got to do is search 3% United Patriots, and the website will come up, and you can start from there. That's our
awesome,
information.
Jimmy. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, here we're getting closer to the crowd right now. Okay, so I'm gonna interview someone else here. They're getting a little angsty with the crowd as cars go by. So it's pretty exciting. Okay, what's going on right here? As you can see, we got some serious diehard U.S. Constitution kind of people. So we always get somebody fighting the crowd here, right? So let's go talk to these guys right here. So, hey, we got Steve. We got Steve here. Yeah, we got Steve Flanagan here, right? Steve,
Oh, yeah,
how
how
are
you
you,
doing?
Steve?
I'm doing good.
So tell me, what organization are you with today?
Well, we're from the Concerned Veterans of America, and I'm also from the Conservative Society for Action.
Action. So let me see, we get a little picture of your logo there. There we go.
Action is the operative word, man. That's what we want to do. Action, as far as we're talking about, all right?
Okay. So tell me, so how do you feel? What's going on with individualism? Okay. So now we got a problem. Do you think the government is liberating and empowering the individual at this time?
You want me to laugh or you want me to scowl? I'm not sure which,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
No, it's very sad. I mean, listen, there are a lot of people who simply believe, matter of fact, they're across the street over there, a bunch of these liberal people who think that they can impose their views upon us.
Right.
They think that it's okay that if somebody in Washington or in Tallahassee or in some other government office says stay home, they will stay home. They kind of love it. Matter of fact, they love being told what to do.
Right. And they love a crisis.
They love a crisis because they want to influence their control, and they want that control to be spread as far and wide as possible. So here's an example of it. You got people on the other side of the street that are sitting there
Let's
and
take a
saying,
look real quick, right?
the other side of the street, and basically they're saying go home.
Yeah, they're rallying us up, which is fine. It kind of helps us. Really.
Well,
it kind of motivates us a little bit.
It's the American way.
Yeah.
But the other problem is here. I mean, you know what? If you look at the numbers and you look at the real threat, there's no such thing as zero risk. There's no such thing as zero risk. When you get in the car, it's a risk. You might not go home alive.
Right.
When your kid gets on a school bus, they might not go home alive. Okay, you fly in an airplane. There's no guarantee you're going to get to the other end. Risk is an essential part of life.
So I got a good question for you. So it's government creating incentives for people to produce, save, invest, and profit from legitimate risks.
Well, it's all risk. I mean,
Yeah.
risk is what the American way is all about. You know, they just said they had a lot of commentary recently. They talk about China and how they control their people and all that. They have no problem locking up whole provinces and whole groups of people, and it's expected. And they justify the basically stomping on individual liberty because the group is more important than the individual.
Right.
It's the opposite here.
Yes.
My rights supersede the rights of the government, whether it's a state government, county government, or a federal government. My rights supersede that. And if you're sitting there and saying to me that I can't go to work or I can't show up someplace or I can't be on a street corner, screw you. I'm sorry, there's worse language I could use, but to be honest with you, this is America, and this is what we do. Now, I'm not going to go out and hurt somebody. I'm not going to shoot them. I'm not going to punch them in the nose. And if you want me to walk on the other side of the street, that's okay. I'll do that too.
Yeah.
But don't tell me I can't take care of my family. Don't tell me I can't work. And don't tell me
That's what's
that
going
we have
on
to
right now.
give up our individual liberties because of a crisis. Because first of all, it's not really a crisis. Maybe in New York you want to say it's a crisis, go ahead. In Florida it's not. 21 million people, less than 1,000 deaths.
Right.
4 people died yesterday from cancer, heart disease, kidney disease, and accidents.
Right.
And believe it or not, last year in Florida, I think about 3,000 people choked on their dinner and died. I mean, so I'm not saying that people's lives aren't important. I'm a fairly old person myself. I have elderly parents and friends and things like that, and I actually know a couple of people that are contributing reason for their death was coronavirus.
Right.
But I have one of them that went into the hospital and said, hey, I'm going to the hospital to get my treatment, but don't let them step on your individual liberty. I'm going to go in and get treated for this. It's an acceptable risk. And I hate to say it, but if we're going to sit here and have zero risk, then everybody stay home. Don't send your kids to school. Don't travel. Don't get in a car. Okay? And for God's sakes, don't use your cell phone because guess what? There's some little x-rays coming out of that thing that might just cause you some harm.
Right.
So if you want zero risk, you show me where you have zero risk. And if you look at the numbers, I'm sorry, but there are other things out there, including the seasonal flu, that are probably much more risky than this. And now they're showing that there's statistics in New York. They've done some blind statistics and things like that to find out that out of the 30,000 people in New York that have passed away, it's out of 2.5 million people who have been infected. So the survival rate or the death rate is 1 out of 2,000.
Yes.
Not 1 out of 100.
So 0.02, like
It's
really
crazy.
extremely low.
It's extremely
so
low.
you think that we should take the same guidelines of Georgia, the state of Georgia right now? Open up the hair salon.
I don't really care. Here's what they said in Georgia, and this is the thing. They really gave hell to the governor of Georgia, Webb, and he got chastised by all kinds of stuff opening him up. And he just had a very simple answer. He said, "You don't have to go to the barbershop or the hair salon. You don't have to go.
Right.
And if you're an owner, you don't have to open it." So leave it up to American
Left it up to the individual.
Leave it up
That's
to
what
the
we're talking
individual.
about, right.
If I want to open up a hair salon and there's no customers willing to come in, then guess what? There's no customers willing to come in. And if I'm scared and I don't want to go, don't go. That's the American way. This whole thing that I'm going to regulate you and take your business and take your livelihood away. Like, I'm in a small business. I haven't been paid in 2 months. Now, the reason I haven't been paid is because I bill other companies.
Right.
Well, those companies have accounts payable departments, okay? And
They're
guess
not
what?
working.
They're not working.
Right.
This is legitimate money that
Yeah.
I've earned that's owed to me, and the only reason I'm not getting it is because they closed down.
Four more years.
She's got the fingers. I got to get a picture of that.
Okay, yeah. All right, Steve, thanks.
I'll continue that when you're ready.
All right,
All right?
all right, Steve, thanks for your
I
input.
love people
All
like
right.
that. All right.
Woo! Hi, this is Sergeant Dave at KLRNradio.net. Going to sign off for now, but this is a pretty exciting event. Let me go back into my mode. Okay, so I am social distancing right now. All right, Sergeant Dave with Revitalizing Lives show on KLRNradio.net on Friday nights at 9 o'clock. Pop Smoke out for now.